random lip noises to make sure my mic is working. I like that sound. Hey, how's it going, guys? Holy shit, is this true? Look at my dashboard here. I'm at 500 subscribers. Someone's gonna have to explain to me, though, the sub points. Like, I don't know what the difference is between the subscribers and sub points, because my subscriber count right now is at 500, but my sub points is at 514. Like, out of 600. I think if you, like, hit that threshold, you're allowed another emote slot. Not too sure on that. Hey, it's Brian. I'll get to reading that in a second here. Let me load the save file. So I do believe we are doing Tressa Chapter 4 today. Sub points account for different tiers of subs. Right, because there are some tier 2s in this community, so that's a good point. Thank you. I do hope everyone is enjoying their evening tonight. Well, if you're in the West Coast, it's still mid-afternoon. I don't know, I think the chat is still in subscriber mode. Hold on a second. One second. Let me turn that off. It's not sub night. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, let me read this for you. For tonight, I believe it's just going to be me. I'm not sure if Linky's at work or what have you, so it's just me and you guys. RPG. Nice and cozy stream here for tonight. I don't know why Linky wouldn't be here, because, you know, he loves Tressa so much, you'd think he'd be here for her last chapter. Fake fan. Fake fan. Tressa, nah. Alright, Spartan, thank you very much for the bits on point as usual, dude. Last time on 8-Way Nostalgia Trip, Johnny spent a good 82 minutes staying sane as he dealt with Therian's final chapter when suddenly everyone started going about Subway Spyro's CBT training, Zero's nipple turn signals, and so much more. Will Tressa fare better in her endeavors than Therian did? Will this time be any cleaner than the last? The answers are yes and oh gods no, but we'll certainly be entertained tonight in episode 29. All good deeds shall be punished. Oh, well, fuck. Currently in that post-storm after Karen. Santiago, you're going to have to elaborate on that. I don't know what you're talking about. Karen, that's the name of a hurricane? Hey, how's it going, Warbot? And good morning to you too, Tabuki-sama. Okay, so Tressa is next up for Chapter 4 shenanigans. I'm actually going to swap Hannah with Ulbrich just so we can get our standard party back. My main comp, basically. Where is the tavern at in this town? I haven't been here in so long. I want to say it's more to the west, but no, wait. There's two parts of this town, so it might be here to the east. No, this is the manor, so it's back west. It's back west. Also, to answer your question, Puerto Rico had a storm yesterday. I also recall here in Puerto Rico had an earthquake as well. Is that true? Hey, Endor Soto, thank you very much. I'm doing just fine. Big Beautiful Bastard, BBB. Makes it easy to search for the porn tabs. Zamir, the camera's dim? The lighting is dim because I had to relocate one of the lamps down here to upstairs because that stand-up lamp upstairs started short-circuiting. And the living room, when it's not properly lit, is depressing as hell, so I got a backup lamp that's over there. It's not as powerful as the one I usually have down here. And you can tell pretty obviously. You say erg? Erg? You're my way, dude. What the hell do you have? Hey, Ian, thank you very much. So about the Mega Man X CBT thing, I found this officially from Capcom Taiwan and felt the need to share this with people. Well, let's see here. Park Dash, by the way, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. I almost missed that. Closer to 2 years, here's something random. Did you know that there's a TV show that had Winnie the Pooh tied to a stake and shot to death by a firing squad made up by Al Capone, Hitler, Mussolini, and James Last? I'm Soros. See, I know Al Capone, Hitler, and Mussolini, but I'm drawing a blank on James Last. And poor Pooh. Like, what the hell happened to him to have him such an awful hell? And Jittery Eagle, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. Much love. Oh my god. Yeah, the Capcom Taiwan, finally, here comes the CBT. Participants of CBT can download the app here, and the responses are exactly what you would think they are. My favorite news Final Fantasy character. Anyway, let's see here. We can get a critical nut. Awesome. And a hasty helm. Now, does that have, like, a benefit of giving us haste or some other shit? Let's see. If it's exactly what it sounds like. Oh, no, it doesn't say anything. I mean, it does increase our speed, definitely. But there's no haste status in this game, to my knowledge. So let's see what we can do tonight. Well, the plan tonight is just to do Tressa Chapter 4. But before then, we're going to change our party back to our main comp because Tressa's already part of that comp anyway, so why not? I'm going to move you here because I like Oberg being up there. And Tressa, you're fine there. Ophelia, you're down there as well. Cyrus, you have no choice but to be up there. And we're going to change equipment. We're going to take everything off of Hanet's. We're going to give that all to Oberg anyway. Let me see, who else do we have in our last party? Yeah, they're in here, definitely getting everything taken away from you. Yeah, but you know, I think I made it clear that I'm not entirely a fan of Oberg's character. Therion's character, so I don't want to beat a dead horse. Yeah, go remember, the plan is after we finish Chapter 4, we're going to start cleaning up side quests and all that, just for the sake of doing it. I also have to go after all those damn purple chests. That's just for, you know, because it pains me having to go inside a dungeon for story reasons, and I see a purple chest and I can't get to it because I don't have Theory in my party. Woo! That was powerful. The Bloodstained review will be up tomorrow. Actually, thank you for asking. Yeah, the Bloodstained video is primed and ready to go. It'll be up tomorrow. I think I have it scheduled for 11 a.m. So hope you guys are looking forward to that. I certainly had a blast playing the game. Yeah, that was powerful. Warbot, my general thoughts of the game so far, so far, I'm more than fucking 60 hours into the game, is that, well, in this last stream, I haven't really been paying much attention to the story. I think I've made that really obvious. But as the game itself, you know, it's pretty much, you know, your standard JRPG, and that's why I have, you know, I can play the game no problem. I've been playing those kind of games since the early 90s. It just has the same problem I have with Bravely Default and those games. It's long, you know. These are long RPGs, so you know, you're definitely getting your money's worth by playing these games. So that's it. Okay, so Optimize automatically gives me Warner's Sword. I do not want Warner's Sword. I will take the Trinity Sword back. So Miguel's Spear, Lord King's Axe. That's fine. And you will get your Mighty Belts because you're a physical hitter. Actually, I do want your speed to be up here as well. Okay, that's fine. And Bravely Default is super bloated. I would argue this game is also pretty bloated as well. Speaking of Bloodstained, at least for the Twitch version, man, I can't wait for that update so I can continue 100% in the game. So you guys are going to have to elaborate, because I didn't really go too deep into this from the video. I just mentioned that the Switch version has its own share of problems, like the reduced frame rate and the reduced graphics, which, I mean, that's standard. when you got a multi-platform game that's released on both PS4, Xbox One, PC, and then it gets a Switch port. Are there any other underlying problems with the Switch version? I mean, does it have the same crashing problem as the PS4 version does? Is that pretty much it then? I take it. Yeah, it's just you know, the frame rate's worse, the graphics aren't as good. That's about it. But you know, I say this in the video. I know plenty of people that played the Switch version and love the game anyway. So it's really not the end of the world if you just have the Switch version of the game. Although I do recommend you get the PC version of the game if you can, because the game did crash a couple of times while I was playing it on the PS4. But I also understand that PC rigs vary from person to person. You know, what may run good for one person may run like absolute shit for someone else. So you got to keep that in mind. Where's the end at? Here it is. 'Cause we're about to get ready to go here. Bravely Second is far less bloated, with the exception of how the bestiary is handled. But I think the infamy of default second have prevented people from giving second a chance. Yeah, I would say that's probably a safe bet. Let me get, oh, actually, you know what, hold on, let me get, oh no, Ulrich has already hit his hunter. I'm going to keep him there, because I don't want to make him war master just yet. And Ophelia should still be in her apothecary. Yeah, she is, okay. So she's fine. Let's take a look at our skills, actually, just to see if there's anything else we can learn. Ulrich is still 8,900, but I didn't really do anything with the War Master, did I? Not sure. Boy King of Swing, did I get all the shards? No. And for that record, I did not get every enemy, too. There was one enemy that I missed. I completely missed, because it's hidden in such a fucking Koji Igarashi way that I did not think about ever doing that. Even though I had an inkling that I would run into something if I kept sitting on shit. Oh, okay, alright. So, for those that played Bloodstained, without really spoiling anything, is there any point to the Celeste room? You guys will probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Enemy number 4. Is that the train dude? Is that the one that shows up in the train? Because I don't remember the list off the top of my head. Make sure I hold on to these for now. You know what? I can. No, it's just a place to relax and listen to music. Okay, so it's an Igarashi area. Yeah, you gotta sit for like 80 seconds and the enemy shows up. Well, I didn't sit for 80 sec. Oh, okay, yeah. You're talking about the ghost dude. Deal damage from each of the 6 elements to a single foe. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let me see those support skills though that I just got for Tressa. I don't have to do like ground hang tough when you're tough. We'll see with that second chance. Let's see what those other ones are. SP Saber. For equipping a character. I would love. Wait, where SP Saber comes from? Who again? Is that from Merchant? Because I should definitely get that to Cyrus at some point. It's Merchant. Okay, yeah. Then I'll have to level up Merchant with Cyrus at some point. Actually, no. I can probably do that now. If I can switch into Merchant. How many job points does Cyrus have? He has 25,262. Yeah. Hold on a second. I'm pretty sure if I just switch him to Merchant now, I have enough job points to get him those support skills. Hey, Metroid 1999. I appreciate the tier 1 sub, dude. Thank you. I'm assuming 1999 is a birth year, because that's what we all do when we're kids. I like Steve Austin, and I was born in 1987. So my AOL name is going to be Steve Austin 1987. Yeah, why don't we do that now then? Because we can afford to do so real quick. Let's switch Cyrus to Merchant. Permoza's taking it. That's cool. We can just do this real quick. No, go to skills. No, I didn't mean to hit cancel. That's a little bit input latency there. All right. Oh, I already gave Cyrus Merchant earlier. That was so long ago. that I don't remember doing that. Was Steve Austin 1987 your AOL name? Yeah, actually. Well, not Steve Austin, but Steve Aust. Because I think Steve Austin was already taken. Alright, then we can switch back to Sorcerer. Let me take a look at my equipment just to make sure. Yeah, we're fine here. Then we can edit support skills. Let's see what we have already. Don't. All right. So if we have Elemental Aid on and SP Saber, do the two cancel each other out? How can I feel so old when I'm at work, but so young when listening to myself? Well, because, you know, work can be very blood-sucking. It returns to normal cost. Oh, who's that? Okay, there we go. You know what? We're going to replace Imitation with SP Saber. Why not? Just so we cancel out Elemental 8. Let me see here. Jobs. This Apothecary. Okay, I think we're good. I think... Oh, that's a hidden item I didn't get. Oh, it was probably from this dude, from Provoking. Okay, then we're not doing that yet. Now, where is Tressa Chapter 4? I feel like I've seen this thing so many times. Is it at Gold? Yeah, it's at Goldport. What the hell am I doing? Like, I've been here so many damn times. There we go. Chaculio? Is that how you pronounce your name? I feel like I said the name before. Yes, I have beaten Ophelia Chapter 4. Actually, let me check my items. How are we on Sprouting Plums? 17. That should be good. Okay. Let me go back to the tavern so we can conduct some business. Actually, do I need to be at the tavern to do that? This chapter exists. Well, that's not good. Time to ask the nice bartender for a good storytelling. Indoor setup, good lord. I've been asked to do a Devil May Cry marathon for quite some time. And the only thing I can say is that whenever I feel like doing more character action games, or just hack and slash, I believe Devil May Cry will be the priority. Because I'm overdue for that one. The next game I want to look at, though, in the next couple of weeks, is Astral Chain. Actually, hold on, guys. Nose running a little bit, and I don't want you guys to see that on screen. There we go. Yeah, so I definitely want to do Devil May Cry at some point or another. But right now, the tentative plan, not tentative plan is after Bloodstain, I'm going to look at Link's Awakening for the Switch. Then Team Sonic Racing, then Crash Team Racing. And then I'll begin my Kirby Resident Evil Dual Marathon. But Resident Evil is actually going to begin. Resident Evil is actually not going to begin with the first game. I was actually going to look at Sweet Home first, Resident Evil's inspiration. And I'm trying to have that ready. I'm going to see if I can have that ready for like the Halloween video, because, you know, it's a horror game. I think it's thematically appropriate. But I've always been curious about Sweet Home since I heard about it years ago, and how it inspires the first game. So I want to see if I can. I want to see if I can identify like the seeds that were planted for like Resident Evil's inception, basically. You need a lot of energy for Devil May Cry because it will suck your energy out of it. So I've heard. But, you know, whatever. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Speaking of Halloween, what could we expect for Halloween Fest this year? All right, so you know me. Like, to me, Halloween Fest for me, for SGB, I stick to really simple shit. Like, a simple shit that, has horror theme, but you can beat in, like, maybe 2 hours. So, the first game you guys are going to see from me is Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Because I actually really like that game, even though
Indeed.
I made the mistake this past Monday of not getting much sleep. And we recorded the first run of Ghouls and Ghosts. I was delirious as hell. I got a game over in the first stage. But, to be fair, it's Super Ghouls and Ghosts. And those fucking wolves. To me, the worst enemy in the game are those damn wolves in the first stage, because they can jump whenever the hell they feel like it. And combined with my my sleep deprivation, I had the absolute worst time on stage 1, and it gets better from there, but it's like, fuck me. But yeah, I am sleep deprived. I say a lot of, like, nonsense, and I make a lot of strange noises. I know Matt wants to do Bloodstain Ritual of the Night, and I'm going to do Bloodstain Curse of the Moon. I figured I'm the Castlevania guy of the channel. But Matt really wanted to do Ritual of the Night, so he can take that one. That's cool. But I want to play Curse of the Moon. Elliot is playing Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Sanity's Rectum.
All right.
But I'm not sure how long that game is. Is he going to do New Game Plus, or is Matt taking it from the top? I'm going to assume Matt's taking it from the top. Because while New Game Plus would save some time, it's not like Ritual of the Night is super difficult.
Yes.
I never played Ritual of the Night on hard mode, though, so I can't speak for that. When I did the review, I played it on normal.
Okay. If you say so.
Good God, Superstar, man, I wanted to do Illbly for SGB for Halloween Fest for so long, but that game is long.
Are you sure?
And I don't want to do that game without a practice run,
Here, have some water. Thank you so much for your kindness.
Well, to be fair, Sanyago, we don't know her name, so it would be question mark.
You don't have to thank me. I'm Tressa,
What
by the
is
way.
Illbleed? Is that a
Traveling
rhetorical
merchant.
question, or are you asking out of, like, sincerity? Because if it's the latter, then it's a cheesy horror game released for the Sega Dreamcast. And I'll leave it at that.
I'm Noah. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Miss Tressa.
Noah, without an H. Real Gregory, the gamer, no, there was no Mario session this week. So you didn't miss anything. No, do not worry.
You don't have to be so formal. Tressa works just fine.
Kratos got a War 342. Prepare for another LA Noire SGB LP in VR. So no shit. The announcement of, because we're probably going to talk about State of Play as well. The announcement of
See?
LA Noire
It's not so
VR
hard.
files for the
How are you feeling, by the
PSVR,
way?
got Elliot and I pretty excited because,
Better. Thank
the
you.
LA Noire stuff on SGB, in my opinion, is some of the best shit we've ever done for the
I thought I
channel.
can make it just
Both the
a bit
original run
better.
and the remastered run that we did last year.
My leg.
And while we're excited for the VR case files being released for the PlayStation VR headset, at the end of the day, they're still
And I've
relatively
always
the
longed
same
to see the
files. Well,
world.
the files selected, it's not the entire game, it's a select number of files. Those files are still, from head to toe, the same files that we've already played twice already for the channel. So while there is merit in playing the game,
This
from
girl
like in Elliot in VR mode and watching Elliot doing some silly shit, it's still the same game,
the rest
and
of
that's
the
my
world
only
is always
concern.
out of reach.
It's like, do we want to do every case file, or do we just want to do like a showcase? Because we've already did the game twice,
Something
and I don't know how much we can milk this before we just grow, fatigued. Oh. Fun fact, I named my Pokemon Gen 2 rival 3 question marks for about 6 playthroughs before I realized I can name him whatever I want. It's a really weird name. Are there any Kirby or Resident Evil games that you know are definitely not going to do for the marathons? Neon Mold, to answer your question, I'm pretty much taking the mainline games for both series. So I won't be covering spin-offs for Resident Evil. So if you're expecting me to do Outbreak or Gun Survivor or what have you, I won't be covering those games in this marathon. I'm pretty much sticking to mainline entries plus Zero and Code Veronica. For Kirby, the gimmicky spin-offs, Canvas Curse, I forget the other ones. I'm not too familiar with Kirby spin-off games, but I'm gonna be pretty much sticking to, like, you know, Kirby's Dream Land 1 through 3, Adventure 64, Superstar, fucking Return to Dreamland and all that sort of thing. Some of the Game Boy Advance stuff.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so what did you guys think of the Sony State of Play? Was it yesterday? I don't know. It's already drawing a blank. I don't have any, like, I no problem at all with, you know, Sony's version of the Nintendo Direct. The problem is Sony as a company, both as a corporation and as a video game producer, just has this very sterile feeling compared to Nintendo. Nintendo is very bouncy, very fun, and, you know, to be fair, I don't think Sony is trying to be Nintendo. I don't think they should try to be Nintendo anyway. It's all about the content they produce, and it's all about the content they present. And my problem isn't the content of the State of Plays, because, you know, how everybody and their grandmother has complained about Nintendo Directs being underwhelming because of the content they showed off. You know, State of Plays are no different. But State of Play's presentation is very sterile. Like, there's no pizzazz to it. It's, like I said yesterday, it's a string of Twitter announcements. You know, here's the next game, trailer, moving on. But it's like, but why should I be excited for that game? You gotta give me reason to be excited for that game. It's like, you give me an announcement, sure, I now know the game's existence, but I know nothing about the game, and before I can learn anything about it, we're on to the next game. Here's Last of Us 2. Hey, Omar, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub. 14 months on a 2-month streak, so 14 months. I'll be glad to sub to you this whole time. Sorry about the 2-month streak. It's supposed to be 14, but I forgot for about a week. How dare you? How dare you not give me money? Shame. No, I appreciate the thought anyway, Omar. By the way, Last of Us Part 2 box art is awful. I don't even think I've seen that. Where the hell am I going? Oh, we got Traveler.
But of course.
Yeah, there's no actual presenter. You know, again, it's just game trailers, and, you know, and that's it. And there is merit to the streamlined design of that, but there is no personality whatsoever. You lose that human connection, that human element that keeps audiences glued to the computer line. I was gonna say TV set, but it's like, no, nobody watches TV anymore. Malky, we have it. It's a direct. We have the direct at home. It's a direct at home. State of Play. Pretty much.
May this.
Isn't the girl in Last of Us lesbian? Yeah. Had a fucking whole. God, what was the name of the side chapter? The side story for Last of Us, the first one? The one that concerned Ellie and the beginning of the game? Wait, then why kill her girlfriend? Well, I mean, does it really matter what her sexual status is if they kill the girlfriend? People lose spouses all the time in storytelling. It doesn't matter if you're a lesbian or a straight or what have you. You know, if killing a spouse is for the sake of storytelling, then what does it matter?
What?
The only problem I have with because it's heavily implied that in The Last of Us 2 that Ellie's new squeeze is going to get murdered. And I feel that's repeating too much of Ellie's story from the prequel chapter. You know, because she found happiness with the, what was the girl's name? I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, I'm already drawing a blank on what Ellie's first girlfriend. Does she have a name? I'm pretty sure she did. But anyway, you know, she lost her girlfriend because of the situation around her, and that's tragic. But it looks like they're doing it again for the sequel, and it's like, we get it. And it doesn't matter if you're a lesbian or straight, that shit's just repetitive. You know, it's almost like she's cursed. I wonder who's the bad guy of this chapter. Riley. Was it Riley? Yes. Was that the girl's name? That sounds like it's right. I want to say it is Riley. People get mad about it because there's more gay people killed for the sake of drama than straight people, but I'm not opening that can of worms tonight. I would say that if that's a thing that's only started happening nowadays, then sure. But people die all the time in relationships and movies for the sake of storytelling all the time. I don't know why that's such a big deal now. Lesbians are not allowed to be happy in fiction. This is a really sucky rule. I don't like that rule at all. With Riley, I had a point. It was to show how Ellie learned how she was immune because they got bite. This just feels a bit asinine. I mean, again, my only thing about Last of Us 2, and don't get me wrong, like, I'm looking forward to the game because I did enjoy Last of Us. Last of Us 2, it's like, do we even need the zombies at this point? Like, it's kind of like, from what I understand, the same thing that Walking Dead goes through. Like, Walking Dead, the zombies are just a backdrop. Like, it's more about the human element and the human connection and the human side of things. It's like the zombies are just there to remind you that, hey, zombie apocalypse. Don't forget that.
Your attention, please.
Look at this pole. What is that over there? It's like it's demonstrating Christmas wrapping.
Gather round.
How splendid.
Humans are the real monsters, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. It's something that, if you've read stories in any capacity in the last 20 years, it's a plot point that, you know, it's not at all unique. So it's very tiresome. Not that it can't be refreshing, but it's also like, you got to give me a reason why I should be invested in the story besides the, you know, studying the human element. Well, in Japan, the gods are assholes, yeah. Thinking about getting into Dragon Ball FighterZ with the new Gogeta DLC. I'm looking for a reason to go back to the game. It's been a long time since I played FighterZ. But I'm also not in any rush. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Humans are the real monsters is basically every Scooby-Doo villain. Except Monster Island. Because even the true bad guys in Monster Island become werewolves. I'm sorry, it's Zombie Island. It's Zombie Island. I'm sorry. It's been a long time since I watched that. Cartoon. That's a great movie, though. You guys ever seen Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island?
Come again. Most assuredly.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a really solid Scooby-Doo film. Yeah, the music is great too.
Long time no see.
She set the line. Also, do not have water with me today because I just ran out. I got to go back to the grocery store and pick up some packs. Do you know that Scooby-Doo is 50 years old now? Is Scooby-Doo 50?
Hey. Good
God. You know, it looks great for his age. You know, I thought dogs only had like a longevity of fucking like 10, 12 years. Especially Scooby-Doo. Like, Scooby-Doo's a Great Dane, isn't he? And one thing I remember about Great Danes is that they have low life expectancy. Like, Great Danes don't live very long, unfortunately. They're beautiful dogs, though. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen a Great Dane, like, in real life. I had the pleasure of seeing one in Atlanta, Georgia a couple of years ago. And motherfucker, those they are huge, but they are so docile. They're so adorable. It's like I feel like if I was a 5-year-old, I can probably mount this dog and take off into the sunset. Jelani Neko, I can answer that question for you by checking the video, this past Saturday's sub night. Have I heard of a fan game called Sonic Robo Blast 2 Kart? No.
Huh?
Scoobert Doobert turned 50 this week. Is that Scooby-Doo's actual like full name? Is that a thing that they like
Hey, now.
mentioned in passing in an episode? Scoobert Doobert. For the record, what is Shaggy's full name?
Ali.
Like, I doubt his real name is actually Shaggy.
Thanks.
Norville Rogers. Norville. Where the hell does Shaggy come from Norville? Well, I guess just the nickname. But what's the basis of Shaggy, though? I'm asking all the really deep questions here for tonight's session. We're going to learn the origins of Shaggy as a nickname for Scooby-Doo. I'm sorry, Scoobert Doobert. Because he looks like a filthy hippie. His words, not mine. Let's see. Okay. Oh, the people I could talk to. All the people I could potentially steal from if I had their in here. Or at least buy them off of... You know, I should probably just talk to these folks and see what I can buy from them. I have plenty of money. There you go, Jeffrey the Notepad Nightbot's got the answer to that question. Shaggy is code name for the FBI. Never heard of that one. And he doesn't use products from manscaped.com. What's her name? Esmeralda? I have not seen a pup named Scooby-Doo in eons. Like, my history with Scooby-Doo starts with the original... Did Scooby-Doo start in the 60s or 70s? No, it had to be 60s. It had to be 60s. I've seen a lot of episodes from the earliest iterations of Scooby-Doo, a lot of the TV movies, including Zombie Island. But everything post-2000, I want to say, I'm not familiar with at all. So I know, like, how many new TV shows were there? Like, post-2000s?
So what?
What's New Scooby-Doo? Never watched that. Mystery Incorporated, never watched that. Never forget that Shaggy and Scooby may have eaten hidden drugs in zombie islands as they ate all the confiscated contraband. Yeah, I hear Mystery Inc. was at least a good show. But I kind of felt like I'm kind of done with Scooby-Doo at that certain point because, you know, my taste changed and all that. I mean, I did catch the Scooby-Doo live-action movie when it was on theaters, but then I didn't really enjoy that film, and I never gave the other films another shot. You could follow Red Herring on Twitter. That's interesting.
Green pea.
Yeah.
Oh,
Have you seen the one that looks like fucking Family Guy? No, I have not.
so
Probably not very interested in that at all, so. Dark Lord Slayer 007, to answer your question from earlier. Obviously, if they ever made a Sonic maker, like Sonic the Hedgehog maker, I'd buy it, you know, because I'm pathetic. But I think inherently it's trickier to approach because of just Sonic's raw speed as a video game character and concept. I would imagine the first thing you would do is, like, if you would just give it Mario Maker assets, is that you got to make level length at least 5 times as wide as the max limit you could do in Mario Maker, because you'd be surprised how fast you can cover ground with Sonic with his top speed, spin dash, momentum, and all that sort of thing. I think it wouldn't hurt to attempt, but I wouldn't hold my breath. Good God. Look at all this items that I mean, is any of this shit worth it? I don't even know if I have all these items. Someone is making a Sonic fan game, a Sonic Maker fan game called Sonic Studio. I mean, hey, whatever. As long as it doesn't get cease and desist, it's cool.
Huh?
But then again, Sega's really lenient with that sort of shit, so. Get yourself the Armani coat, John. The Kappa face leaves me concerned.
One-man army.
Oh no!
Also, there is a new Scooby-Doo show that recently finished its first season called Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, which is basically a reboot of the new Scooby-Doo movies where it has guest celebs. I think I saw a clip earlier this morning where they're talking to Batman. Well, Velma's talking to Batman. And he's voiced by Kevin Conroy. He couldn't hang up the phone because he had his gloves on, which I don't get. I'm guessing I think it requires a fingerprint, I guess that's the joke of that one. Hey, Master Doom Sandwich, thank you very much. Hey, John, your cat is a spy trying to steal secrets of your cat is a spy trying to steal the secret of your secrets. Well, I mean, she's never really down here unless I have the door open, so good luck with that. Unless she finds a way to sneak into the ventilation shaft. I hope Scooby-Doo The Murder Files gets made. I mean, an edgy and adult Scooby-Doo, I think, has been done before. It's so passé. Speaking of Batman, how did you celebrate the Cape Crusaders' 80th anniversary? Not at all. Batman's 80th anniversary just kind of came and went with me. I was too busy working on other shit, so didn't really have time to celebrate that. Besides listening to Danny Elfman's theme, I'm actually curious as to what WB Montreal is teasing. Because if you look at their Twitter, they finally post something after years of silence. And people are speculating it's the next game in the series. And if that's what it is, then sure, I'm down with that. Arkham Origins is not a terrible game. It's horribly unoriginal, but I think it tells a good kinetic story. I think they got the formula down pat because the foundation is already solid to begin with. And I think they can do something with it.
My turn now.
I think they can tell a decent enough story. They can't screw up the action because it's already set for them. And to Arkham Origins' credit, they did improve upon a couple of things with City. That Knight reverts back to City's setup, and that always bummed me out. The best thing Origins did for the formula was making it impossible to knock out Riddler thugs when you're trying to take them out for interrogation. In Origins, they stay down, and you can interrogate them after you cleared the room, and that's oh my god, that's so much better. You can't do that in Night. You go back to the City formula where you can accidentally knock him out. It's oh fuck, I'm going to go fly away for a bit and come back, and hopefully he's back up on his feet. Origins has problems. It's also really buggy. But, it's not a terrible game. See, the thing is, though, I have no idea if this dude, if the items for this dude are worth it in any capacity. Because I don't need a Sledgehammer and Morningstar, because you don't physically attack with your mages. I don't even know if I have these items. Let me check. Hey, Dark Wolf. Thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. 6-month streak for 7 months. 5 more months until I get 1 year anniversary. Also, the mother of all wars has begun. The mother of all wars has begun. Okay, it feels like that's a reference to something. Yeah, Arkham Knight is underwhelming, I would say that. As a game, it is perfectly fine, but considering what it follows up on, it is pretty underwhelming. No, I don't want to. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to buy this shit. Why not? I'm going to buy the fur cat. Oh, also, I got a discount. Awesome. And you're not offering. Oh, no, you are actually. Hey, Master Samus. As you play Octopath, your cat Solid Celine is fighting Liquid Celine on a Metal Gear. Ah, okay, that's cool. Hope she doesn't mind the jank physical combat. I don't think it's where I should be going at the moment. But there's a treasure chest that I can clearly get that's right there, and I can't get it. Motherfucker. Nope. Alright, we're just gonna go to the green mark then. The game says I'm not allowed to go there. And who am I to disobey? Is Celine like Perry the Platypus? No, I'm pretty sure she's a cat. Arkham Knight is the ending we deserve, just not the one we wanted right now. Has the PC version of the game gotten any better? I've not followed up on that since the game originally came out. And that was 2015, right? I'm a bit sad that you won't do a full playthrough of Amnesia Dark Side for Halloween Fest. That's a fantastic horror game. God, what happened? It was like I did a Amnesia game for Halloween Fest years ago. I remember it was only being a sample because I didn't play the full game. I didn't have enough time to do the full game. It was a blind look at, yes.
It's a good day for battle.
Final Fantasy Remake box title is misleading as fuck. Well, because it doesn't say episode 1. I'm genuinely curious. I'm asking as a question. Okay, well, I see that you... Alright, I mean, let's see if you're afraid of arrows.
A torrent of arrows.
You know, whenever Ober can hit you.
I will not be defeated.
Sorry, it took me long to get in, John. I know it was acting up again. Dude, it's like, if you can tune into the live stream, you can tune into the live stream. You're under no obligation to watch. Also, I have plenty of company, so it's cool. Can we, you know, I'm going to defend, because...
Let's do this.
I think it's worth a double analyze, just to clear up this guy's vulnerability table. Maybe it's stable. Nope.
The battle is truly joined.
Nope.
Here I go.
Wow, what else are these guys afraid of? It probably is, let's see. Oh, wind and knives, okay. Just John is just chilling. Yeah. Like, imagine all of us right now, like, in a single room, and it's like, oh, there's a lot of people here. It's like your anxiety is shot through the roof, and it's like, I can't function as a human being anymore. So, yeah, I don't know what Square's endgame is by not naming Final Fantasy Remake Episode 1, because it's clearly not the entire game. You know, it is just going to be Midgar, and likely right up before we get to the flashbacks in Calm. So it could be just a really skeevy marketing decision. You know, people thinking that, oh shit, I'm going to play the entire game to defeat Sephiroth at the Northern Crater. But it's like, oh, the game stops at Midgar. Stops at the end of Midgar. And it's like, well, that sucks.
Is unbending.
Yes, it is.
With each battle, I grow stronger.
It's gonna be like Star Wars Episode 4 back then. It's just called Star Wars back then. Yeah, because that was back before we knew everything was gonna be. There was gonna be a prequel trilogy and all that. I think it was just originally designed. Supposed to be a single film, and then people really liked it. It's like, oh, it's actually Episode 4 of the series that I have written down. Sure, Lucas. Sure. Hey, Trios, how's it going, dude? Hey, motherfucker. God damn it. Just looked at Arkham Knight's reviews on Steam, and while it looks like it is better now, you're better off getting on Epic Games since they removed the DRM on that release, causing it to run better, but it's still in the Steam. But it's still in the Steam version. So wait, the DRM in Arkham Knight actively hinders the game's performance? How does that work? Imperial Helm. Go take a look at these helmets after I get to the next save point. Can I even head there? No. Okay.
Can't we settle this like gentlemen?
Well, see, Cyrus, the problem with that is that there are no gentlemen here to speak of. We got a crab and bats. Absolutely no gentlemen here in any capacity. What the hell are you talking about? I'm gonna do an arrow storm to at least break the bats. From what I can tell, the DRM doubles the EXE file size. Holy shit. Probably de novo, which basically runs the game multiple times to do checks. I've heard Borderlands 3 has it on PC. Interesting though. I would if the DRM truly is what causes the game to chug, or at least your computer to chug, then perhaps there's some merit in buying it on Epic Games. Yeah. Because you know me, I'm always about having the most optimized version of the game, and if that is technically the PC version on Epic Games, I'd like to, own that version of the game. It's probably dirt cheap now, too. Actually, what is Arkham Knight going for? But spyware.
My turn now.
Let's see here. Rimwood skills. I should tell it with that. I wouldn't use those, because why not? Gotta nuke everything with Cyrus here anyway, so. Ventus Saltaire.
The battle is truly joy.
The only reason to ever use the Epic Store. I believe it's free on Epic right now. All 3 Arkhams, and not including Origins, I believe, plus Lego Batman 1, 2, and 3. Why the hell is Origins not included? Like, why just ignore that one? That's really odd.
I will cut you down.
Because Origins, man, I really feel Origins gets too much shit. Like, I know the game like technically is jank, but it's also like it's not a bad game at all. I like it. I enjoyed it. But does Epic have a shopping cart? Do they still have that problem? Is there still no shopping cart in Epic Games? God, I'm 70 hours into this adventure. Let me see. Do they still not have the shopping cart? See, there's 2 ways I can go here, but if I go northwest, sorry, then that's the way to plot. So we're going to explore the rest of the sewers first before we decide to. I mean, Tressa in the party is really great though, because you fucking get 4 shields. Reminded a lot of. God damn it! My phone's ringing constantly, nonstop. It's just like, good Lord. Never search for private health insurance on a phone, because you get all the fucking bots just calling your phone. It's like, we have a fantastic quote for you, you American prick. Because health insurance is awful. It's fucking cheaper for me to not have health insurance and just pay the tax penalty by the end of the year. Jeez, I hear that. I've been looking for health insurance too. I mean, best of luck. If you're actively going to look for it, then that's all I can tell you is best of luck. Because fucking hell.
Oh, good luck.
Hey, how's it going, Brexter? Nice to see you again. Buravan, you live in Kannada? That's cool. I have no idea how health insurance works in Kannada. I don't know why I wasted an arrow storm on the entire group when only the bat is afraid of arrows. Review health insurance. Master Dream Samus, you missed my last bit of messages. Okay, just for clarity, don't waste bits saying that I missed your bit message. Sometimes I miss shit because there are folks in the chat and I'm engaging in conversation. Don't do that because I'm going to scroll up to see what it is. Hopefully it's still there. Here. Two things. One, who are you rooting for in the next death battle? Castlevania, Dracula, Gandorf? I don't really care. And two, say hi to this is a threat. Okay. Yeah, there we go. I mean, I don't really care about the death battles. If I catch them, I catch them, but I'm not actively like, oh man, I'm gonna fucking throw a tailgate party for the next death battle. Because, you know, it's just one of those things that if I happen to catch, then I'll watch. But it's like I'm not actively looking forward to it. Yeah, but just please, just like if you made a bit message and I missed it earlier, or if you made a subscription and I missed it earlier, please just that. It's not intentional, but don't waste more money saying that you missed my last message because I don't like when people do that. One of the most popular shows in the U.S. history is about a guy who sells meth in order to pay for himself. Yeah. That's probably why so many people relate to Walter White. Speaking of, I'm looking, have any of you guys here watched Breaking Bad? Are you looking for, are you looking forward to El Camino?
No.
Because I am. I cannot wait.
I will cut you down.
What to do?
Yeah, Breaking Bad, I did not catch Breaking Bad live when it was making its run on AMC. I caught the entire series on Netflix afterwards, and I'm so glad I binged that show because holy fuck, Breaking Bad is fantastic. Like, if you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. Just gotta watch it. You know, I'm going to analyze you just so I can know what that last witness is. Oh, it's knives. Like, everybody's afraid of knives in this chapter. So how far in the JoJo Part 3 are you? Any noteworthy things you can talk about? Not at the moment, Ian, because I'm not, Nora and I haven't met up for JoJo in a couple of weeks because we're both busy doing our own things. So I don't want to say anything yet. I'm only like 10 episodes in Part 3. I like the formula, even if it's a little more repetitive than what Part 1 and Part 2 set up. I don't really count Part 1. Part 1's so short.
My turn now.
But compared to Part 2, it's a little more repetitive, sure, but it is... You know, it's still entertaining in its own way. I'll type in my mobile as a Warriors Trios. Autocorrect likes to make words into words I didn't mean to spell. John cosplay as Walter White one. Not a minute. Hey, come on. That's too easy. Well, I would have to get rid of this. Honestly, though, I do need to invest in product to help keep my beard nice and firm. Because my problem is if I let the beard grow out too much, it gets really scruffy. Like, I don't want to say pubic hair bad, but it gets pretty bad. Hispanic Walter White. Yes. This is absolutely fun. Let me see. General Godzilla, I wonder how they're going to do the Shinra card key puzzles in the remake. I mean, what else is there? What is there to really change, though? Probably just going to be a new interpretation of the puzzle. If they keep it at all. Who's to say they will? And then again, if they want to stay true to the original source, they won't really touch anything. Did I save? I'm going to save anyway. I don't remember if I saved it. Did I get a chance to look at Mario Kart Tour? Yes, I actually downloaded the game this morning, and I don't like it. I'm sorry, man. It's like, the presentation is fine. The game runs fine. It looks fine. I just don't dig those controls at all. It is so awkward. Sliding the screens with your hands to drift. It's no siree. Out of curiosity, on my second race, I did 150cc, and I almost fucking came in first place with those jank controls by pure fucking happenstance. Like, I'm not even talking about Mario Kart being Mario Kart with items and all that. It's because everybody else was veering off-road and hitting walls and all that. And it's like, I can't deal with this. This is not going to be my next Mario run. If you can enjoy the game, that's great. I'm not playing this anymore because I just don't dig those controls. The game where you need to pay $5 for a Mario skin. Well, I've not put any money into the game. I'm not going to put any money into the game because I don't like playing it.
Yeah.
Not to mention the gacha. God, it was only a matter of time for being real here. Because the gacha genre makes so much fucking money. And it's all your fault. Your fucking Fate Go players and your Grand Blues and your Pokemon Masters. You keep giving them the power and the source and the revenue to make this shit. It's your fault.
And also,
Gotta get your horny waifus and shit. And it's like, guys, you can find all that with a Google search.
the fact is,
Alright, Esmeralda. You are so obviously a villain. Just from your design. In an RPG, I should stress. Like, maybe if we found her in a city locale, then you can get away with just calling her an anti-hero of some capacity. But considering she's the only one that looks this way, and the way she's dressed, she has to be a villain, so...
Really?
And here we probably have the one most inconsequential aspect antagonist in probably the entire game. Oh, that's me. Why are you subtweeting Nora? I'm subtweeting a lot of folks I know. Nora is only one person I know that plays gacha games. The design reminds me a lot of Rydia. What, Esmeralda? Esmeralda looks like Skull from Final Fantasy VII. Yeah. You just swap the colors, make it red dress instead of black.
What?
I think the thorn here is you, lady. Time for a slap battle. Don't underestimate the power of a discount. I'm gonna haggle the fuck out of you.
You won't move willingly.
Wow, okay. Is she a ninja? Are those knives? Yes, it is. Her tits are also bouncing. No shame at all.
Feel the power.
She's also huge, like absolutely gargantuan. Let's see. Nah, I don't want to do that just yet. I can probably... Actually, let me see. Do you need to find Jesus? You do! Okay. Of course, that's the first thing you notice. No, to be fair, Evan, I said the first thing I noticed is, well, is she a ninja? Because she's holding those 3 knives up like this, like Wolverine claws. The tits came second. Let me see here. Well, I mean, we got plenty of weapons to experiment with. Let me do an arrow. Nope, she's not afraid of arrows. Okay.
No.
I mean, the design is cool. I like the, I mean, the dress is one thing. I like the, I'm a sucker for a scarf. I like scarves. And I think that's a scarf she's wearing around her neck. So we'll see what, I mean, if you can rock that, I think that's a really cool design. Oh, Cyrus is Cyrus is down. I was like, what happened to Cyrus? Alright, hold on. Let me get Cyrus back up. You see, I was so enamored with Esmeralda's design, I didn't realize Cyrus was on the fucking floor. So let me do my typical sidestep, just in case she does physical attacks. That way we can at least get everybody up to snuff. Whoa, she can attack 3 times. And she can lower our defenses. Oh well, the lowering defense won't mean anything if we can just keep doing the sidestep stuff. So, you know, Tressa, you keep doing you. There are visual indicators of her abilities. All right, well, let me see. Why don't we give her a poison? Ninja Titty is still Titty. I agree. Anyway, let me see. What else? What perhaps are you afraid of horns? Oh, you're afraid of spears. Okay. Okay, I can clearly see the holy element, but I want to waste more turns. Just getting everything situated. Are you afraid of axes as well? And you know what? I'm going to do a leg hold trap on you. Just so that you don't waste all of my damn side steps. Of course, you can attack 3 times. She's got 3 now. I mean, that's a fair point. That's a good argument. Let me see. We can analyze you one more time because you got 1 last turn. Yeah, you know what? Why not? Let's analyze you 1 last time and get that last weakness. Wind. Okay. 5 strikes. Holy hell! Like she can attack a lot of times. Alright, well, let's see. Let's see. What else can we do here? Well, I can lower her thing by 1 more. Actually, I can break her now. No, because if I do that, then I kind of waste the next turn, because everyone's got to get a turn before her anyway. So let me just heal. Yeah, let me just heal. Get everybody on the stuff, just in case. Hey, John, what would you want in Kingdom Hearts game, for example, for Chrono Trigger characters in Radiant Guard or Twilight Town? I mean, again, those kind of questions I don't really care. You know, whatever they decide to incorporate into the next Kingdom Hearts game, I don't really care as long as the game is fun. You know, if they were to implement Chrono Trigger stuff into Kingdom Hearts 4 or whatever, then that's cool. Then, but at the same time, it's also like, if it happens, it happens. If not, you know, then no. Let me get Tressa back up because this is pretty much what I'm going to be having Tressa do the entire battle. Is just keep the side steps up so that Esmeralda can't touch us. And then I will. Let me see. I don't want to do that. I want to set up my big dig deeps for next turn. Okay, you know what? I can have Cyrus break her.
This should help.
Lava suddenly appears in Radiant Guard and kills everyone. I mean, that would be an end. That would be an ending. Yes. Let's see. No, I don't want to do that. I want to buy just 1 turn. Oh, did I forget to equip this certain skill with Olberg? I just remembered that. Oh, we're going to find out now, I guess. No, you know what? Hold on. We're going to do Elemental Break. We're going to break her next turn. Oh, and that actually does reduce her thing anyway, because it's technically a staff.
Too slow.
I will not be defeated.
Alright, then we will... Let's go. We'll trick it twice. And we can give that to Cyrus.
What to do?
Do more side steps. with Tressa so that she can't possibly touch us, at least until the second half of the fight. I don't know. Sometimes bosses can like change strategies on a whim, and that's never fun. We're going to. If I get the next turn, I can boost at least maximum with Cyrus, and that's big deeps there too. Yeah, why not?
Now
That way I'm not wasting MP.
my blade is unbending. I wreak havoc upon thee.
That is always very satisfying to do.
Well then,
Let me see. And you, on one hand, are.
this will sting.
Give it a poisoner. Hey, Uncle. How's it going, dude? She's got legs from here to Octopath Traveler, too. I would have to agree. It's time for that big dig deeps. That was close to 8. That's 18k. Did I say 18k? I meant fucking 36k. That is very satisfying. Nope, don't want to do it.
Catch me again.
My blade is unbending when you're around, lady. Who says we need Linky for lewds? My uncle is perfectly capable of filling that gap. Ooh.
And snare.
Oh god, I am such a fucking pathetic man. Esmeralda shifts her weight.
Too slow. Too slow. Too slow.
Let's do this. Catch me again.
Personality jiggle physics.
What next?
Well, what next is we're going to lay on the hurt more because we're badass like that. We can do that. We'll lower her guard a bit because her weakness to wind is still there. And yeah, but I forgot the fucking the buff is still there as well, so we just broke her again. That's great. I'm gonna abide one more time. I'll give her a leg hold trap. It's a really large leg though. It needs to be like king sized. But you never mention a woman's weight. Well, I was like, what is like the stereotypical thing that you don't do in like anime or some other shit? Is like you don't mention a woman's weight and you don't mention their age. For some reason, that's like the thing they like to do in like typical anime is like don't call a woman an old hag, even though she's like what fucking 30 years old. It's like not old in the slightest. It's like why are you so hurt by that? It's like it's not even true. We can give. Actually, no, we're going to give Cyrus.
Have this.
We're going to end this sooner rather than later. And titty, never mentioned the titty. She must have really good balance to saying like that for 10 minutes. Yeah, I know. It's like give Michael Jackson a run for his money. I mean, he's dead, but still. You know what I mean?
Feel the power.
Victory shall be mine.
She's basically one of those balancing bird things. Oh, the thing that you can put on the tip of your finger? Like one of those little hummingbird or the falcon things. So you just put her on top of the finger and she just stays there. Like, that's amazing. The counterbalance is masterfully designed. A lot of weight goes inside those titty. Let me see. We can give her. No, actually, well, let's do Brand Stunner while we're already here, because she's just about dead. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's dead.
With each battle, I grow stronger.
I'll give her 2 nuts.
Nut.
And we're done. The Balancing Eagle was a marvel of mankind.
What?
I think that had to be the easiest Chapter 4 boss I ever experienced so far. I mean, I know I'm pretty OP at this point, but it's also like she didn't even get a chance to summon ads or something like that.
Phew.
You see,
Thank you, Evan. I appreciate it.
No.
Is this your first playthrough of the game? Yeah, Uncle, it is. It's my first playthrough of the game. Well, my first
I came
playthrough,
here
like,
by
playing the
sheer
entire thing. Because
willpower
before then, I had
alone.
maybe about 20 hours by myself. And then I had to drop it because I got busy with other things.
hoped
So, the consequence to playing an RPG
precious
blind for the first time on live stream
treasure
is that I can't really pay
forever.
attention to the story because I'm too busy chatting with you guys. So, you know, that sort of happens, though. I have been enjoying, though, seeing you guys help me along with boss fights and all that, weaknesses, secret treasures, strategies, and all that. That's been pretty fun. But as for the story itself, I won't be able to do this until I review it myself because it's kind of hard to pay attention to the story for the first time when I'm doing a live stream. This is why I tend not to do blind playthroughs of certain games. I don't want to say every game because it depends on the game itself, you know?
Yes.
She had debuff effects with her knives that hurt like a bitch. Okay, so it'd be a problem if I didn't have Rune Lord. She can basically shut down a lot of their abilities to lower your defense to the point where she can one-shot you when you don't have Rune Tressa. She's annoying. Okay. So you don't have the proper strategy. Fights are difficult. F56, if I were to play Fire Emblem on my own time, would I start chronological from anywhere? I hear it's I hear you should probably ignore the earliest Fire Emblem games. Like, if you don't start with the Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem, then you're doing it wrong. That's what a few friends have told me, anyway. You know. Because nowadays, everybody tells me that you should start with Awakening.
Here we are.
But, you know, the more recent Fire Emblem stuff I hear are just as accessible, if not more so. But the interest has to be there, and I've never really been interested in Fire Emblem.
Why,
A real Kismet doll? What's a Kismet doll?
Whoa.
Awakening was my first Fire Emblem game. It was okay, but I never had the urge to go back to it. I've only sampled a couple of hours of Awakening. I think I showed off a few of those things in a live stream I did eons ago, and I don't even remember any of it.
Spectacular.
It's just whatever you do, don't play Fates. So what's wrong with Fates, if you don't mind me asking? Why would you tell... What would you tell a person who doesn't play Fire Emblem why they should avoid Fates? Trash story. Story sucks, I heard. 3 different games, all cost money, not enough story. Story is not as great. Okay, so it just has a really bad story. Because there's no face for we make for ourselves. Yeah, there's no scene of someone carving the word no fate into a wooden table. She's gonna blow Martha away.
What's the matter?
Fates is honestly just a scam. You have to pay more than $70 US to play through the whole game, and all 3 pass, and only one of them is good gameplay-wise, I see. Just doesn't sound like a good game, period. Imagine if Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep was split into 3 games that you had to pay full price each. That's horrible.
Actually,
Well.
So what is the deal with the diary?
Now then.
Like, why is Tressa so adamant at holding on to it? You guys said that the problem with Tressa is, like, the last part of Tressa's storyline is that she doesn't really have any connections to the overarching plot, except with that book. So what is the relevance of that book? No, I want that treasure chest. It's right there. I'm probably going to be able to get it once I finish the story. Oh, no, I just have to head the other way. Never mind. The diary was made by the alchemist that saved Alpha. Okay. Same as Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. You read it, you die. Oh. I don't have much experience on the matter, but I can recommend 2 tactical RPGs, Banner Saga and Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. I've actually played a bit of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance a long time ago in high school. Back when I tried to play Final Fantasy Tactics on PS1, I couldn't do it. And I know my uncle's probably here listening to that. I was like, I'm going to... Yeah, there you are, yeah. I know it's... Look, to be fair, the last time I attempted to play Final Fantasy Tactics legitimately was, God, 2005. That was 14 years ago. So I want to say that I'm overdue for another attempt, especially now that my palate has been increased, you could say. So who knows? Maybe I'll finally see something I didn't see earlier. But I did try to play Tactics Advance on Game Boy Advance. I didn't finish it for some other reasons why I couldn't get into Tactics. But Banner Saga, I never even heard of.
Tressa?
Look what I can do.
A kid?
How does she do it? That'll be 3,000 gil. Judging you with me and I haven't made up my mind. I have, and
My
you
name's
suck.
Tressa, and I'm a traveling merchant.
Behold, as I barter.
Today, I brought something very special to me. An anonymous notebook. I grew up in a small port town as the daughter of two
Yo, this
merchants.
journal is dope.
Sometimes I gaze out at the ocean and think to myself, what do I really want to do? What do I really want in life? And then I came across this notebook. It was written by someone whose name I don't know. Someone who traveled across the world and wrote down everything about their journey. I decided then and there that I wanted to go on a journey too.
Behold.
So I left home. I wanted to explore the world as a merchant and learn the trade as I went. And along the way, I met some unforgettable people. In a mining town,
Not the party members I have in my team, but this one dude named Ali.
his words had the power to touch people's hearts.
Is that a marble
make them
composition book? Those are hard to find. I'll take your entire stack. Are composition books still a thing? I have to ask.
happy. It was like magic.
They are. Good God. Like, composition notebooks are great for note-taking, but it's like, fuck if you want to tear a page off of it. That's why I always got the damn spiral notebooks. Because they just rip off the book nice and easy, and it's better for, like, note-taking and reports.
There, he taught me something very important. He told me that there could only be
Wait for
one
matinee.
truly-
What is the one thing you wish Octopath did better? Integrate all 8 characters into the story better. You know, I understand why they wouldn't be able to do that because it's a lot of characters and a lot of interconnected stories. I mean, then again, a lot of other RPGs have done the same thing with little to no issue. But it's like I wished all 8 characters
truly precious to
were better
me.
integrated into the main story, but that's because of the way the game's set up. You know, the game is set up so that you don't have to recruit everybody. You know, you don't need to get every character in this game. You can just follow along
Is
someone's
this
individual
journey?
chapters and go about your merry way. But you see, in a way, this game is designed where it's like, do you really just want to stop with just playing as like Tressa for 4 chapters and really leave it at that? Is that really a definitive conclusion for an RPG? No. I think at the end of the day, they expect you to do all the chapters anyway, and if that's the case, then just fucking, you know, just forego the chapters, like the individuality of like these mini stories, and just make it a fully integrated, big as fuck RPG, you know?
I can tell you for a fact that there are countless,
Ladies and gentlemen, I offer my most beloved treasure, an original copy of Dragon Ball GT Final Bout, and the entire crowd goes nuts. Are we talking about original English release GT Final Bout? Because I would go nuts for that, if only because of how rare it was.
Just like this nameless
The re-release
traveler
doesn't count.
allowed- I hope that my travels can help someone realize their own.
The game's non-linearity sacrifices the story, basically.
Which is why I want to give you this book.
Like, the individual stories each character goes through, I mean, your mileage may vary, obviously. You know, those are fine, but it's like, it is really weird how you're playing the game with, like, 8 people in your team, and it's like, the only one that matters is the one that's in charge of the chapter, and it's like, everybody else doesn't exist. The travel banter is good enough, but it's also really jarring.
Does she have any idea where she is? In all my years, I've never seen something so embarrassing.
It's a fucking book!
Someone get her off the stage.
This is giving me a lot of anxiety as a YouTuber, for the record.
Tressa.
Virtual Cosmo, what's the difference between the original release and the re-release of GT Final
I'll
Bout?
take
Not a
it.
goddamn thing. It's just the English release made in higher quantities, because the original GT Final Bout English release, I want to say back in 1997 or 1998, was very limited in quantities. I think only 10,000 copies were made. And it was really rare. But then Dragon Ball exploded in popularity, starting with Z. And then when GT started making its rounds in English-speaking countries, they went and reprinted GT Final Bout.
Did he just... Is he serious?
Mr. Wyndham, sir.
It doesn't even look like she's holding a book. It looks like she's holding a piece.
Pardon me, but
Is anybody going to buy the fucking book or not?
are you absolutely certain?
Yes.
Holding a paper plane.
I don't go back on my word. Now, please, bring me that diary.
Look at that hat.
I would like to present it to my daughter.
Yeah, the daughter. She's like those people in New York City passing out mixtapes. Holy fuck, can we not talk about that? God damn. Because I went to go visit New York a couple of years back, and it's like, make the mistake of walking down Times Square, or at least the outskirts of Times Square in the middle of the day, and you get stopped like every block from up-and-coming underground musicians who really want you to listen to their shit. Just so that, you know, listen to some songs, pass the word, and all that sort of thing. And it's like, I get it, but it's like, you have to realize
Tressa.
you're like the 6th person to approach me in the hour that wants me to listen to your mixtape. I don't have any more money. Go away.
The fact is...
Yo, bro, you want to sauce my mixtape? Do I? Luckily, I always keep this jar of Prego in my back pocket for such an occasion. Someone grabbed my arm about that in Tribeca, and I almost CQC threw him into traffic. Tell them you think it's fire so you can't tickle without
tell
burning
you
your
the
hands. I hear that shit's fire, so I'd rather not injure myself and not touch it. Good luck, though.
I am most grateful.
I want to buy my Laserdisc album. You're just like, you're walking down the end of the street after a hard night's walk through New York. Someone thinks you ordered a fuckload of pizzas. Like, no, these are Laserdiscs that I got from up-and-coming musicians. One's kind of stuck in the 80s, though. I think it's really obvious. Check out this fire 8-track.
What? You see,
However...
Please give me lots of money for that book.
Very well.
Can't thank you enough.
Again, it is a little weird how if they're not going to fully voice certain dialogue, don't give them the voice clips, because it is kind of odd how the text box says something but the voice clip says something else. That is a very minor auditory nitpick, to be fair, but it does throw me off. You know, Shantae does that as well. And well, no, Shantae has a problem with selective voice acting for selective scenes, and it's also, come on, dude, it's like, just squeeze in a little more money to just fully voice the entire journey.
All right.
How to deal with annoying people trying to sell you shit. Speak to them in a language they don't understand, like academic English. Like the next time someone that tries to sell you like their mixtape, just go overly verbose. At Noah's behest, Tressa spoke of her travels across the realm. She recounted every tale, one by one, with a fond smile. Shantae's got budget excuses, though. Do they?
Huh?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I hate when they have voice clips, but the text window isn't what the voice clip says. Like, why'd you bother with the audio then? I don't know. Maybe if you're like me and just skimming through the text. Just learn how to say I'm deaf in sign language. I would suppose so, but then you're fucked if you get that one deaf, musician who's like, hey, I'm deaf too. It's like, oh, fuck, call my bluff.
Thank you so much.
Hey, remember when there was supposed to be a Sly Cooper animated TV series coming out this October with no previews whatsoever? What's happening with that show? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Maybe they got overly ambitious with the announcement. Development hell. That's unfortunately a thing that can happen with certain projects. If it happens, it happens. Best I can say. Text box. I want to buy a hot dog voice club. I really want to kill those motherfuckers who ate my family. It's not quite accurate. Hey, I'm deaf too. What?
Faring well, are ye?
Thanks.
This is the one that made the book. Yep.
The fact is,
Graham Crossford. Where's his
You don't
Crossford?
say.
yeah.
That's the guy who saved Alf when he was young. Ah, I see. Oh yeah, here's like the only thing that actually connects Tressa to anything. So we spent this entire journey just to have Tressa connect to another character's storyline, basically. Graham Cracker. Still, Tressa's story is at least wholesome. That's true. As much as I've been skimming, it does. Tressa's storylines does seem to be rather jovial, comparatively speaking, to everybody else that we've experienced so far. Indy Fox, yeah. I don't know why I wouldn't be doing the secret boss fight. It depends on what secret boss fight you're talking about. Like, I did all the super jobs already. This is the guy that made the notebook, not the guy that actually wrote it, and that's the only thing this guy just had to do with the main plot. Oh, I see. Just for clarity's sake.
So what are you going to do now?
Yeah, I think I stare at the ocean a little more.
I think I'll go back home. I've experienced so many things on this journey.
But we're not done.
It was filled with so many moments that can't be contained in a diary. I traveled and traded across the land and met amazing people along the way.
I remember several times I do Primrose chapters right after Alphins and Tressa's. That depends on what the Wheel of Destiny says, though.
Stage, I realized
Since when am I ever in control of my fate when it comes to the Wheel of Destiny? How many more chapter 4s do we have left? Not many. I think we only have 3.
I did what I set out to do. I want to tell my parents that. I can't wait to see the look on their faces.
5 more sessions. I don't know, because we still got a lot of side quests to do and super bosses.
How about you, Ollie?
It's probably time for me to head home too. My father is waiting.
Yeah, I don't think we're not done just yet.
So who's
We
the
are
better
playing the
merchant
long
to
game with
go to?
Octopath Traveler. This playthrough has lasted almost, I want to
I'd
say,
like to think I am.
a year and a half. Like, we started this playthrough last year.
Hey, Tressa.
And let me just tell you, John, the super duper bosses dungeon gimmick fucking sucks ass. Alright, so you guys got to tell me now. I don't care if this is a
Yeah?
spoiler. Is it as bad as Crystal Tower
Next time we
Final
meet.
Fantasy 3? Basically.
We'll see who's the better merchant, right?
Because that's like the one thing that I like to compare everything that has like a sucky Final design. Like, it's the same. Oh my god. Oh no.
What?
Oh no.
See, you're like a sky star.
Crystal Tower is legit the worst fucking part of Final Fantasy 3. Like, the amount of shit you're expected to do
Want
with
to
no
get a bit more
saves
polishing?
is disgusting. Worst part of Final Fantasy 3 easily.
Hey!
And if you die in the super duper boss, you gotta start all over again. Holy fuck. That is a nightmare.
See you around, Tressa.
Why is the Bravely team so bad about ending games? Probably because they give you so much power and so many opportunities to taste that power, and they want to put you to the test, but then they over fucking do it.
Now then,
And it very poorly connects the characters together, making it feel a bit pointless in my opinion. So, Uncle, I can take that you've actually finished the whole thing. Like you did the not Crystal Tower.
my journey isn't over yet.
But that final fight is so fucking good.
I'll be
8
there
bosses based
soon.
on 1 boss from each character, and 2 formed a pain in the ass. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't like overly long dungeons that don't have save points. That is not a fun time at all.
That
Oh, look at the
is
little birdie.
how I met Tressa. She gave me this diary to fill
And
with
guess what,
my
John? The
own
Final Fantasy
memories.
VI just like Final Fantasy VI, the Super Boss requires you to use all of your characters. So it's like the
I
it's like
know
the
that
tower
somewhere
then,
out there,
basically.
she's bringing happiness to others just as she did to me. And someday, I hope to.
It's like because I am reminded a lot of Final Fantasy VI playing this game, which is why I have no problem continuing this playthrough.
Wyndham.
But it's also like 6 is not this long. 6 has more characters and is still like a fifth of this game's length. You gonna buy the jewel or not? Because I'll leave. 6 has more characters and also more character. Up until the second half of the game, because that's the only thing that like 6 kind of falters is that by the time you get to the World of Ruin, You know, character arcs conclude, but I feel not much time is spent developing in a way it could have had. You know. I still love Final Fantasy VI, though. 6 is such a fantastic game. I can't recommend it enough. Alright, let me see. We're close to 9 o'clock. I'm going to go rest up, and we're going to spin the Wheel of Destiny, and then we're gonna end it here, unfortunately, because I do have raid night tonight at 9 o'clock, and I don't want to keep them waiting. We're going to spin the Wheel of Destiny. I love Ruin. It felt very open world, which felt my sense of adventure. To be fair, once you get the Falcon, and you're able to just take off wherever, whenever, then I really feel like that's when the adventure comes to life, and it's like, oh, I cannot wait to start recruiting, you know, Cyan, or going after fucking Terra, and all that sort of thing. But I'm also like terrified because I might run into Doom case. But you know, 6. I can replay 6 as many times as I want, and I never get fucking tired of that game. Let me save the game, and then we're gonna spin the Wheel of Destiny. Oh boy, it's almost time to not use Strago. Gals rages. Why? Okay, let me get the wheel here ready to go. No, I don't need a tutorial on it. Save the settings, and we're going to spin the wheel. Here we go. You get the little button ready to go. 3 spins. Turn, turn, turn. And the next person in this is... It's Donut! It's Donut! Donut! Oh, I love it. Okay, spin the wheel again. Yeah, that's a joke entry. It's Donut again! Okay, no, seriously. If we get Donut again, then I might actually just go get a fucking donut. Alright, it's Cyrus. Alright, so next time we are... God, we're so overleveled for Cyrus's chapter 4. Just for, just to show you what I'm talking about. Cyrus is level 67. Because he was the first character we picked for the adventure, so you can't take him out of the party until you complete Chapter 4. Well, with him, specifically. And the recommended level for Cyrus Chapter 4, I believe, is 45. We are more than enough. I know you guys say you feel like Cyrus should be last, but I thought Hannett was Donut. Wait, did we not do Hannett? I thought Hannett was also in a... Where is Hannett at? Oh yeah, Hannett's there too. Ah. Oh, hold on a second. No, then that wheel spin was illegitimate. She wasn't even in the wheel. 1 second. Why the hell did I forget to put Hannett there? Hey, you gotta redo it. It was a fake spin if you can't have if not all the characters are in that wheel. So let's try that again. There we go. All right, let's spin the wheel again. As soon as I find the damn button, here it is. Turn, turn, turn. And the winner for next week is Hannett. It's like, you will not forget me, bitches. Put me in that wheel. We're going Hannett next. Okay. All right, so change of plans. We're not doing Cyrus next week. We're doing Hannett. And then we'll spin the wheel again, and that'll be... yeah, I'm Upith. All right, guys, we're going to call it a wrap here. Thank you very much for tuning in for tonight's session of Octopath Traveler. Just a few more Chapter 4s left to go, and then we can start doing endgame shit. And finally start clearing up the one-day schedule. I do want to thank you guys again, as always, for the conversations, the bits, the resubs. I do want to thank you guys. I believe as of this live stream, I have broke 500 subs. Yeah, I'm at over 503 subscribers at 517 sub points out of 600. I think if you break 600 points, you're granted an extra emote slot. So that'd be pretty cool. But it's all thanks to you guys and your lovely support and your continued support that I'm able to keep doing these sort of things, and it does help the main channel as well. And I cannot thank you guys enough for that. That's it. I'm done being all mushy. So let's find someone to raid real quick, and then we will head out. Is Ted still on? We can raid Ted. Oh no, Ted is offline. He's hosting someone else. Let me see. Who else is on here? No, we can raid it. No, it looks like they're offline too. Yeah, I did save. I saved twice. Yeah, I guess we can raid Miss Fushi. Is that the right person? We need a hashtag, though. Nothing lewd. Obviously, we're not using bouncing kitties. Yeah, we could do hashtag donut. That's safe. That's a little too safe, but whatever. Alright, guys. Send Miss Fushi my love for donuts, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.